Performance management will be used at the end of the year reviews. I recommend you use this module in order to help track your employees' progress and encourage them and motivate them by setting goals. Go under Talent, Performance Tasks, and it's going to open to all of your different employees and the options that you have for those employees. You can create journals, create goals, and ask for feedback. A journal is basically like a note-taking system. It's great because you don't actually have to send employees emails. You can actually keep it all in one module. Journals are great for one-on-ones, strategy planning sessions, succession planning, or perhaps if you just have like a weekly meeting with your employees. Journals are a great way to document them, and by doing that, it's going to be automatically populated into the year performance review. Now your goals, those are going to be the things that you've created for your employees. Perhaps you created them during the strategy session, or perhaps you've created a new goal for them just recently. You've decided that the business is evolving and you need your employee to be on a different track. I highly recommend using the Create Goal section right here because it's going to automatically populate in the performance review. Feedback is going to be questions that you're asking of your employees. Do you want to know who's catering the next event? Or do you want to know where your employee sees themselves in 5 years? These are going to be the different ways you use these tools. First, if you want to create a journal for just one employee, simply check the box next to the employee's name. However, if you want to create these journals for multiple people or goals for multiple people, check the box at the top. If you only want this to go one particular type of employee, you need to activate your filters. Consider filter much like an Excel filter. You open the filter box and then look at your options. Perhaps you want to filter by position or location or shift. This gives you the option to filter out your employees. Apply your filter. Your employees will automatically populate. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a journal. I go and choose which template I want to use. Now I've created all these templates and I'm happy to create a new template for you. Right now let's look at the one-on-one. Perhaps I recently had a one-on-one with one of my employees. I want to fill out the About section. In that it's going to be which employee we had a one-on-one with. Next, you're going to do the additional contributors. If you want other people to be able to contribute to this journal, this is how you do it. Perhaps you want a different department chair to be able to do it, or you want a VP or a dean, simply add an additional contributor. If, though, you're just simply doing notes for yourself, perhaps you're working on a project and you're not ready yet for everyone to know about it, I would highly recommend making it visible only to me. If you do not make it visible only to yourself, your supervisor and anyone you put in the About or Contributing module will be able to see this automatically. I also like to say that you only use this for business related. Everyone will be able to see this, who you add, and HR can see everything you do. Next, fill out your title and the notes and just simply press Save. The next thing we're going to look at is creating a goal. Now these goals would have been established already through your succession planning or through your strategy planning. However, life evolves and people change every day. Simply go into Create Goal, title the goal, put the description and the category. There are different categories: commitment to strategy, talent development, business and development growth, financial management, compliance, and academic success. All of these are different strategies that we've used, and one of the goals has to fall under one of those different categories. You can put a start date and an end date, and then once the employees actually completed it, you would go in and actually check complete. This is important because these goals are going to automatically populate in their performance review system. You want to know whether or not your employee actually completed the goals that you set for them. Next, press Save. You can also request feedback. Feedback is questions that you have for your employees. Perhaps you want to know whether or not you'll be getting Panera or Pizza Hut for your next meeting. Or you want to know where your employee actually sees themselves. Do they want to relocate to our new location? This is a great way to send this out. It's a simple, one easy question. If you want to build more into it, it's completely possible. It's up to you. Feedback is great though because it's going to automatically populate in your performance review system. Request feedback. Choose who you want the feedback to go to, the due date, and the topic. After that, just build what messages you want to have in there. And then you can send your request. It's automatically going to be sent to the employee. Next, let's look at our management tasks. The difference between management and performance is that management is now going to bring in compensation. You can see your employees' tenure, their compensation, and their last performance review rating. So for instance, if I want to see what all of my employees in one position had in a specific rating and what their compensation is, I would want to go into management. You can use management to also create journals or assign reviews. For yearly performance reviews, HR actually assigns those to all employees. Next, let's look at the top portion, which is My Performance Review. Under the Talent button, My Performance Review, it's going to open to all of your information. It's going to have your performance reviews, your feedback requests, your journal entries, and your goals. You can click into each one of these items and you can see everything that you've already done. So if you go into View All Journals, you'll be able to open all of the journals that you've created so far. You can edit those journals. You'll also be able to see your employees' journals if you have any employees under you. You can create a new entry right here by simply pressing Create Entry. Your supervisor can create a journal for you, but you as an employee can actually create a journal as well. Simply go in, choose your template, and write exactly what it's about. As I said, your supervisor will be able to see this if you do not choose Only Visible to Me. Next, under the My Performance Review, there's going to have the Goals section. This is where all of your current goals are going to be listed, whether or not you've achieved them. And also, you're going to have the ability to add yourself your own goal. A lot of times, your supervisor may give you a goal, but you need to add one for yourself. Simply add a new goal, title it, choose the category, the description, your start date, and choose whether or not it's incomplete or complete. By doing this, you're telling your supervisor you have a new goal, and you're showing them that you want it to filter in on your performance review. Performance management is a great tool. You can use it for yourself for feedback, goals, and journaling. We will use it in our performance review process. I highly recommend you get in it and you learn it.